People, viewers, and subscribers, welcome to another episode of this channel without a name, just a vision. Just a vision. In today's topic, right? Or today's discussion, we want to discuss the role of South Africa, whether South Africa needs to align itself with the West, with the East, with the right, or with the leftist governments of this world. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Hello. People, the rise of right-wing parties and politicians on the global stage, especially in the West, has become a global problem. Now, this is evident in the way America and Israel are bullying the world. You can just see the way they are terrorizing the world. I mean, America and Israel blatantly, blatantly flout global laws, world laws. I mean, the UN is supposed to be a body that is respected by everybody. The globe has to abide by global rules. But you see, Israel and America feel like they are exempt from those rules. Now, let me give you an example. The ICC found Benjamin Netanyahu and his defense minister, Yoav Gallant, guilty of war crimes. What did America do? America decided they're going to place sanctions on the ICC, threaten the lawyer or the ICC head who instituted the arrest warrants for Benjamin Netanyahu and his defense minister. There was huge outcry from Western leaders. This is outrageous and this cannot happen, and Netanyahu is allowed to come here, and yet these people are signatories to the ICC. It said that by signing this treaty, you will arrest that man if he has to come to your country. And yet Netanyahu freely flew to certain countries, including America. Okay. In the same breath, two other Hamas officials or leaders. I know Yahya Sinwar was one of them. Can't remember the other one. Who the other one was? Can't remember who the other one was. But I know Yahya Sinwar was one of them. I never heard, or I didn't see any retaliatory remarks or actions by any Muslim country, not by any Arab either, because they understand that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And they understood that in this war, yes, human rights atrocities may occur intentionally or unintentionally, but they're still human rights abuses. And it's only true that Hamas has perpetrated human rights abuses. They clearly did that on October 7th. Clearly, they did. So why is there a double standard where one country can ignore international rules and the others cannot do it? Right? That's just one. Israel, in the name of terrorism, is obliterating, ethnically cleansing. They even have government leaders talking about removing the Palestinians out of Gaza, out of Palestine, into neighboring countries, that they want to take over that whole place for themselves. And you have Western governments backing that. No condemnation, no outcry from Western governments. Nothing. You know why? Because it's Israel doing it to Muslim people, right? And then what do? Well, what do these Western nations do? They aid Israel by giving them bombs, missiles, fighter jets, munitions to carry out this atrocity. They are aiding them because it's Israel, because they are Jewish. Sad, eh? You know, sometimes you ask yourself, do brown and black lives matter? Do other religions even matter? Because it seems to me like one country seems to rule the world through a proxy called America. Now, America is ruling South Africa. I mean, I'm just simply shocked at the audacity that Donald Trump has to dictate rules and regulations in South Africa. I mean, this is new to me. I mean, I'm not in Ramaphosa's shoes, and certainly even if I was, I mean, I wouldn't entertain Trump telling me what to do in my country. I mean, do you think Ramaphosa can tell Donald Trump what to do in his country? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So why is South Africa aligning itself with a country that's clearly messing around in South Africa's domestic policies? I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. You see, we need to disengage from the West. South Africa needs to gracefully and peacefully say to the West, thank you for all your support throughout the years. We appreciate your companies that are here. We appreciate your diplomacy. We appreciate everything that you've ever done in the development of South Africa. But from here on out, we will no longer require your services, your help, your anything, because you are toxic. You are toxic. Besides, the East have now risen to become our biggest trading partners. And we seek to go in that direction because they meddle less in our affairs as we do in theirs. I honestly think non-white people almost think alike. That's what I believe. Because truly speaking, first world nations do not understand third world problems. A first world mentality will never understand the third world mentality. And this is why I feel the disalignment comes with Africa and the West. You see, to be honest, the curse of being black or non-white is that you are viewed as an ignorant, stupid human being, right? You are perceived to be someone who needs to be guided and told what to do. And it's sad. It's sad that a leader of a country is treated like a school child. It's even shocking that a leader of another nation can tell a leader in another country how to run their country. It's just shocking to me. It's just shocking. It's shocking. It's even amazing to me how Western people view Islam as backward. I mean, if you go to if you go to if you go to Islamic countries like the Mojabis, where they practice like the strict Islam, where the women are covered and all, oh, that's backward. Sure, it's backward. Do you know why they do it? No. Oh, it's oppression. Do you know why they do it? No. Okay. Did you ever think that maybe if we looked at your rape statistics versus their rape statistics, that their rape statistics are down because of those women covering up, and your rape statistics are up because your women are exposed? Did you ever think about that? Or you just look at, oh, you're covering up because you are oppressing them, they are oppressed. Would you rather be oppressed and safe, or be free and threatful, or free and living your life in fear of being, you know, as a woman? It's sad to me that now, as a man, when I walk on a street in South Africa, right, and it's a narrow pathway, like a let's even like a walkway, right? And you know the sidewalks. What I've noticed is if I'm walking behind a woman, and I want you guys to understand this logic and how serious this is, right? As a man, when you walk behind a woman, right? And I'm not saying you're walking like directly right next, no. Even if you're just a few meters away from her, just notice how she monitors your shadow, especially if your shadows are, especially if the sun is a certain way, your shadows are lining in a certain way. Then you look at your shadows to see which way. That's a sign of, I wouldn't say exactly fear, but alertness, which as a man in South Africa, you hardly care where a person's shadow is. Because as a man, you're not really under threat of kidnap, rape, as women are, right? And it's sad that as men we've got to that level where women are now afraid of us, even in the streets. That's bad. What has brought that along? Democracy. See what I'm saying? People, aligning ourselves with the East is probably going to be the best way that we can actually do things for ourselves. So we need to be brave enough and thank the West and move along. Let us suffer. Let us bear the brunt of our own actions. Let us hit rock bottom. Let us start building for ourselves, by ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I'm just talking about Africa. Let's let's start picking up trade with Asia and Africa, and if South America wants to join, and if the Middle East wants to join. But let us try our best to avoid at all costs doing business with the West. Let us at least try to avoid the West, because the West are probably the most toxic, the most devastating thing that has ever happened to Africa. If you look at what France was doing in Burkina Faso, damn. Look what Belgium did to the Congo. Look what the British did almost everywhere. I mean, guys, it's sad, but it's a reality. At some point, we need to get over this thing that we need these people. We don't need them. We need us. We need ourselves. There's many examples where the West, have proven that they don't need us. They really don't. The signs are there that they don't want us. Look at the UN Security Council. 54 countries in Africa, 55 if you take some of the split nations and everything. Not one has a permanent security. Not one. Not one. And why is that? And yet South Africa is a founding member of the UN. For most of you who don't even know that. How can a founding member not have a permanent seat on the Security Council? How's that not? How's that possible? You tell me. Just I don't know if the UN even respects African leaders at all. That's what I'm saying. Why do we even need that? So if I was Cyril, I would rather I would rather just go with BRICS. I would rather I would rather send a low level delegation to the UN and send a high powered delegation to BRICS. That's what I would do. I would even resign from the IMF. Right, whatever monies we owe. Right, how much do we owe you? Right, we owe you us 2 trillion. Okay, cool. These are the terms and conditions we work it off for. If needs be, right? We borrow the 2 trillion from China, right? We pay China back with minimum interest. Pay back the West, get them out of our system. Borrow a trillion from China, a trillion from Russia, trillion from somewhere, 2 different sources. Or 500 billion from 4 different sources. And we pay the UN off, get them off our backs, the IMF, get them off our backs. And we just don't deal with the West no more. Because the West have seriously been the real cancer that have crippled Africa, or that's keeping Africa in the doldrums, to be honest. Yes, of course, they've done a lot of great things. And, dude, I don't see the greatness that we'll talk about. Because at the end of the day, yes, Google is here, they're bringing jobs. Of course, they're bringing jobs. It's nice they're bringing jobs. They're not bringing jobs. Of course, they're looking for people to work on their machines and all that. It's great they're bringing jobs. Of course, they're bringing jobs. Okay, cool. What are the profits? Profits are going out. Oh, okay. Dude, you have the raw materials. You have the raw minerals. Yeah, they come here, they're creating jobs, they're mining gold. Cool, nice. They brought the gold out, what do they do? They take the gold out. They come back and they sell them as finished products to you. Oh, but they gain jobs. Yeah, 3,500 a month. Yeah, they're making 24.5 billion profit off of that money, the raw materials they took from you. And you still celebrate that just because they gave you jobs. Yeah. People, we need to open our minds. We need to open our minds. We need to start depending on ourselves. We need to start trading within Africa. There's enough resources in Africa. There's enough people in Africa. We need to come up with our own currencies so that everyone in Africa gets to eat. We need to create African systems. We need to put Africans first. Africa first. And stop this begging ball habit every time running to the IMF and to the World Bank. It's those kind of organizations that are keeping us poor, and we need to overcome that. Let me know what you think about this topic. Was I on the money, or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. We family, right? Holla.